I've heard that Lainey Stiles from Megunticook Market is a tremendous cook. And not only that, that she does cooking classes that just teach you everything you ever would imagine you need to know. And today we're actually going to be working on their Lobster Lovers class, lobster in all of its glory. So let's find out what Lainey's got cooking.
Hi, Auntie. It's nice to have you here today. We're going to make a stuffed lobster tail today. This is something that we do in our Lobster Lovers cooking class. It's a lot of fun and it's great eating as well.
Oh yeah, great eating. So let's get started.
Okay, so today I have a lobster. This is a Maine lobster, and we've steamed the lobster for about 18 minutes. Okay, I've cooled him down so that we can handle him now. And first we're going to go through and we're going to break down the lobster so that we can stuff the tail.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, so I'm just going to stretch out the lobster and I'm going to grab hold of the claws here and we're just going to take those off. I'm just simply going to twist. Okay, and I'm going to put those aside for just a moment and then we're going to work on our lobster here. So what I want to do is clean up the body a little bit so that we can stuff it and so that it's really easy to eat. You know, Mainers will get a whole bunch of lobster and just cook it all and pick as much as they want out of the sink once the lobster is cooked. And then, of course, what they do with the lobster meat afterwards is they'll make a lobster salad or lobster rolls. But today I want to show you something a little bit fancier with this guy.
Okay.
So I've taken that off and now I'm going to cut down the back of the tail. So I'm going to put the point of my knife right between the head of the cavity and the tail. And I want to be very gentle because I want to keep the tail intact so that I can stuff it and so that I can lay it out on my plate. So I'm just going to inch down the back ever so gently until it's completely split here.
And that didn't look nearly as hard as you would expect it to.
No, and it's cold so it's easy to handle this little guy. And now I just went through the front side here and I have a beautiful lobster. All right, so these are our shells, and then we're just going to take the tail, and we can also rinse that just in case there's any parts of that we don't want. And if there were any roe or anything like that in here that you didn't want to eat, we'll take that out too. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut the tail in about 4 different sections, just enough so it's about bite size. I'm going to cut yours too, and we're going to replace this into the tail of our lobster. So you can see the shape of the lobster tail, and we're going to kind of switch here because I'm going to put my meat right side up with that beautiful red color showing. This is going to be the bite size when we go to eat it. But basically what I want to do is I'm going to take the meat out of here and I'm going to line it up in the top here, okay?
All right.
And then just to save a little time for us, I'm going to show you that this is a stuffing that we've made. This is shrimp and lobster meat and a little bit of stuffing mix, which has some cilantro in it, a little bit of breadcrumbs, a little bit of butter. I'm going to stuff this all the way in the top part of the cavity. I'm going to put it on a baking sheet.
Looks delicious.
We're going to put a little bit of butter on top. We're going to put a little seasoned salt on it and we're going to pop it in the oven just for about 8 to 12 minutes. Beautiful summer corn. I have taken this off the cob. Again, we're making a nice dinner that we're going to serve and eat with forks today. And these are just some nice roasted potatoes.
So I'm in your class and I'm watching you do all this, and then what do we do?
Well, in the class it's a lot of fun. We do hands-on. So we invite all the guests to come back behind the kitchen counter here with us.
Yes.
And they can learn how to do this, tear apart the lobster themselves, and then everyone gets to go and sit at a table when we serve a 3-course dinner.
What fun. Well, I can't wait to dig into this. Well, that was really exciting, Lainey. Now I want to know, what are we going to do next? Because you do two lobster dishes at your classes, right?
Well, usually we do 3 plus a dessert,
oh,
right?
My word.
So, yeah, but today we have time. We're going to do a red curry lobster.
Ooh, wow.
Yes, so this one is a little different flavorings. This is actually a red curry paste, and I'm going to use a nice heaping teaspoon or more. And what I want to do is I just want to cook it a little bit. I want to get that paste and those flavors to start to come out a little bit. I'm then going to add some coconut milk, okay? And I'm going to stir it around. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit. You want to try to keep it in the pan, not out of the pan, right?
Always a good thing.
Yeah. And then if you're wearing an apron, that helps so that you don't wear it, right?
Sure.
The coconut milk is very thick, so when it goes into a hot pan, it just wants to bubble up a bit more than something with a thinner texture. So, but you can still see it's plenty hot. We're getting a lot of nice bubbling around the edges here. So I've added some green beans. I'm going to let these cook. I'm going to turn up the heat just a little bit. All I really want to do is I want to make the greens just a little al dente. So I just want to cook them till they become nice bright green. I'm going to cut my lobster tail in half. I have some pre-cooked lobster meat here left from when we made a bunch. And so it looks like it's bubbling up here. I'm getting some nice color. It's starting to bubble, and you're starting to get the green, so then you just are going to add your lobster. Yep. Wow. Just going to put some green beans on. Just a few. Want some nice color, want some nice flavor, but I don't want to overwhelm the lobster. That's really what the dish is all about. Get some nice fresh big leaves of cilantro on here, and we are going to be ready to eat. That is gorgeous. You know, having the opportunity to be in this wonderful space up here at Cellar Door Winery just evokes all kinds of things that I want to really get to know more about the wine. So tell me, Bettina, what are we going to pair these delicious dishes with? Well, we actually, Lainey and I went to the Culinary Institute twice this winter, which means we have enough information to be dangerous. Okay. But this one actually is really fun because this is actually a representation of two perfect kinds of way to think about food and wine pairing. We're going to start with the beautiful baked stuffed lobster, and there's obviously a lot of richness to that. Full flavor, obviously with the stuffing, and I saw, what would you call it, a small bit of butter on top? A little bit of butter. Right, yeah, exactly. Right, like every restaurant, a small bit of butter. And with the corn and those things, there's a lot of richness, a lot of flavor. We actually thought you need some sort of full-flavored, full-body wine, and we thought a Chardonnay would work. This is oaked. It's not overly buttery, so there you go. We thought that would work. So we call this a body-to-body pairing for wine. So cheers. Let's do that one. Cheers. Okay. And we'll try it next. Here's another one that we thought was kind of fun. First of all, this dish, this is worth tracking Lainey down at the store or coming for the cooking class because this one is to die for. This one is another representation of a different kind of pairing. This one is when you have something spicy, your palate loves to have something off dry. And believe it or not, I got our winemaker to sneak a bottle of brand new Gewürztraminer out to me to let you have on the show today. Oh, good. So this is a new release as of whatever time right now is. It's a Gewürztraminer. It's off dry, has a little bit of sweetness to it, has all the traditional aromas and flavors of Gewürztraminer with linalool and lychee and all those wonderful things. And a little bit of honey on that. But that sweetness should play off really nicely off of the curry element. So, want a bit tea. And the nice thing is, you want food and wine on your palate to make both taste better, and I think they both work nicely. Yeah, it works wonderful. Don't want anything to overwhelm the other. No. Delicious. Thank you, ladies. And I have to tell you, I'm signing up for those cooking classes. They are amazingly wonderful. Not only what you learn, but what you get to taste.